Hi, everyone. Hope you're all having a wonderful Monday so far. I wanted to come to you really quickly, as I normally do, and just give you a brief video update. I'm particularly talking about some things that I want you to keep in mind throughout this coming week, but also kind of as we're looking forward to the rest of this semester. Some things that I really want you all to kind of hone in on and focus in on, because we are in the home stretch, as crazy as that sounds. As busy as things have been with the last couple of weeks, we are in the very last part of our class together, which I know you all are excited about. I know y'all are probably ready for a bit of a break. So to just kind of give you a heads up of what's going to be due this coming week or this week. So going down here to the calendar, first and foremost, your Unit 4 writing assignments were due yesterday by 5 o'clock, although I know some of you have not had a chance to get those turned in. Feel free to still turn those in. I'm not going to take any points off. Just make sure that I have them as soon as you can get them to me. I am going to start grading those this week. I don't know when I'll be grading those. It'll probably be in start and stop mode for a bit, but I will try to get those back to you throughout the week as I can. I will let you know, and you've probably noticed this, from Unit 2 to 3, I gave you less feedback. From 3 to 4, I gave you less feedback. And for this coming one, I will be giving you even less feedback. What I'll be doing is essentially going through and reading it, and in every paragraph, I'll be giving you one comment per paragraph, and then the longer end comment. So it won't be as much of the minutia digging into grammar and things like that, but I will be giving you a comment per paragraph and the end comment. I'm trying to kind of slowly but surely wean you all off of direct feedback from me, or as much feedback as you would normally get from me. Okay, so if you haven't turned the Unit 4 one in already, again, feel free to still submit it. It'll show up as late, but I'm not taking any point deductions for it because I know everyone's really busy right now. So, what is due this week? So you are entering Unit 5, which is the last unit for our class. Unit 5 is going to have you focusing on more research and really thinking toward that researched essay, which I'll talk more about here in a second. But what you're going to be working on this week is the first discussion board for Unit 5. So your initial post for the Unit 1 discussion number 1 is going to be due this Thursday by 5 o'clock, and then the replies are going to be due, the 2 replies for the first discussion board in Unit 5 are going to be due by Saturday at 5 o'clock. So again, Thursday and Saturday. So you all have a little bit of time to really think about this. Throughout the rest of the course, I'm trying to give you all a little bit more time. One, because there are fewer things due for this unit, but two, this is a big unit, and I really want to give you all some time in between different assignments to really focus on feedback and to really digest it and to really utilize it. Not just feedback from me, but also feedback from your classmates, because this is a unit that requires a little bit more thinking of you, and of course this larger research essay you're going to work on is a much larger part of your grade than other essays that you have in the class. So again, this is what's due this week. Essentially, the Unit 5 discussion board number 1 has to be completed by the end of this week, by Saturday at 5 o'clock. Okay, so that is what you need to keep in mind for this week. Now let's go into content and dig into Unit 5 a little bit. So, Unit 5 is basically going to have you focusing on revising an essay through the lens of a school of literary criticism. So, I mentioned early on in the class, I mentioned it a couple of times, I'm sure, that everything in this class is scaffolded and it builds upon itself. Skills that you learned early on are brought back around, and they're brought back around in new ways. And this final culminating assignment for the class, the researched essay, is very much kind of the fusion of a lot of things you've done in this class. And things that you'll want to take away from this class as you look forward to other classes that you'll be writing in. So what I would really encourage you to do, you've done this for the other units for this class, I really, really want to impress upon you to go through this particular unit step by step. Look at every single link that is here, every document, every web page. Look through it all. Make sure to follow the discussion boards really carefully. What the discussion boards are essentially going to ask you to do is to really develop some of the biggest pieces that you'll need to develop for your essay. So this is very purposeful work. It's always purposeful work, but this is super purposeful. It's going to ask you to really just detail and consider, what your thesis statement is going to be, and what kind of sources you're going to use, what kind of research you're going to be including within your essay. Really make sure to pay attention to this. Keep in mind your thesis statement. And again, there's a link here that talks more about thesis statements, a couple of links. But thesis statements are moving beyond observation. You need to give me an actual argument. that will come into place with your essay later on. And then, of course, the very last assignment is the research and revised essay assignment. So this is where you are going to basically, research and write about the subject of one of your past 3 essays from Unit 2, 3, or 4 through the lens of a school of literary criticism that you studied in Unit 1. Remember, Unit 1's been a while, but of course we've been working with the theories of literary criticism through the last couple of units, a little bit here and there. You should take the opportunity to improve your existing essay, keeping in mind the rubric feedback and the individual feedback I've given to you. And then, of course, revise the essay based on claims of textual evidence that supports your thesis, so on and so forth. So keep in mind everything that is here. All of these guidelines are very important. The length requirement is the 750 to 1,000 words. This is not going to be due until April 28th, but I'm mentioning it now because this is the big assignment. This is kind of the last hurrah for what this class really has to offer for you, and has a lot. And again, through this assignment, you're going to hopefully take away some things that will help you with writing in other classes. Now, one of the things I want you to keep in mind, let me go to the syllabus first. Bear with me just for a second while this gets pulled up. Your researched essay is worth 15% on its own. So that is a nice little chunk. It is worth 5% more than these other essays here. Please make sure to give yourself plenty of time to do this. And I mentioned that it is due April 28th. It is due April 28th by, I believe, it is noon. Let me double check this. Yes, so the researched and revised essay is due by the 28th of April by noon. I have to have it then. There cannot be any late submissions for this essay. Just like I have a hard deadline for the last day for you to submit any late work to me, I have to have a hard deadline for this as well. Mostly because the time that I have to grade your last essays and then submit final grades and get everything calculated and everything finished is very tight. I don't have that many days. So I have to have the work then, because what I will likely do on the 28th after 12 is start grading. And just so you know, just FYI, I will not give you feedback on this last essay. I'm going to be reading and putting a grade on it. I'll read it, mark the rubric, put a grade, and move on to the next one. Not because I don't want to give you feedback, but because it is the end of the course, and by this point you have had so much feedback from me, you're probably tired of getting feedback from me. So just keep that in mind as you move throughout the rest of the semester. Keep in mind what this unit is asking of you. Please ask me questions if you have them. I will help you out in any way that I can. Also, little reminder, you have 2 extra credit assignments here. Feel free to click into them. You'll see the due dates here. Again, they're there for you if you would like them, but do not feel obligated, especially if you have been really busy throughout the last couple of weeks, and the next couple of weeks are going to be busy as well. Again, these are just here for you to help you out, but also know that I've also dropped extra credit opportunities here and there throughout different essay feedback and discussion boards and things like that. So some of you have already amassed a good bit of extra credit, but if you'd still like to get some more extra credit, these are here, and there are other opportunities if you think back a little bit. All right, that is all I have for you today. If you all have any questions, please let me know. I'll be in and out of the course throughout the entire week. And also, if you need me during my office hours on Friday, I'll be available from 1 to 3, as I always am, to help you out in any way that I can. All right, good luck as you begin this final unit. Please reach out if you have questions, and I look forward to seeing more awesome work from you in the days to come. Thanks.